Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, finally watched the dark side of the ring there. Um, Little outdated or whatever. Wanted to do this vid yesterday, but I ate a bunch of Chinese food. Passed out at like 10 o'clock. My whole Saturday night just gone or whatever. I'm awake now. I feel like shit there, sore stomach, my throat is all messed up for whatever reason. I look like a wild bushman for fuck's sakes right now there. But I feel like I need to express myself about this documentary, folks. My throat is messed up there. The quality of this vid is gonna be bad, but it's here in the Wrestling Jesus group. It's not on YouTube, folks. Like, I apologize for a terrible video there, and it might be a long one too there, but I feel like I need to express myself about this thing. And it's not because I hate Kanyon, you know. Honestly, I forgot that Kanyon even existed before this thing came out. You know what I mean? It's not that I hate Kanyon and his sexuality or whatever. It's the bullshit, the misrepresentation, the way that the show tried to portray the WWE as evil monsters that want to hurt gay people, you know? The way that fans on Twitter want to cancel John Cena. They want to cancel The Undertaker. They want to cancel Ric Flair, but Flair was already canceled or whatever. They got a little cocky with this. They tried to cancel John Cena and they failed hard there. But it's this crap that upsets me, folks. It's not a hate for Kanyon or whatever there. Don't cancel me or whatever. Don't leave the group there. I love Kanyon. But thank God I'm not doing this on YouTube, folks. I mean, geez. The times that we're in, folks, but I feel like I need to express myself about this fucking bullshit or whatever. So the thing that, it's all about how, Kanyon was a giant victim by everybody or whatever. But the first 20 minutes, it's about James Mitchell and Kanyon. So basically Kanyon starts as Mortis. And according to the AEW wrestlers on this show, the Mortis stuff was awesome. Him and Glacier, Everybody was mocking this Glacier stuff there, but, there's a narrative here because people said that Kanyon wasn't really that good enough for WWE. There's a narrative that he was awesome and stuff, We'll get to that and Taker and everything in a few minutes, but, apparently he started off as Mortis and this was so epic, him and Glacier, People were mocking this stuff for years there, Glacier and everything, but apparently this was gold, folks. And Mortis was a star, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Kanyon as Mortis was up here, folks. But he couldn't cut a promo. Apparently, he had a lisp or something, and he was afraid to talk or whatever. So Father James Mitchell was his manager. Okay. So eventually they move Kanyon is moving, his cousins find a box full of gay porn that falls out of the truck or something because Kanyon was gay and he was holding on to this secret or whatever. And he told his cousins that were helping him move, it's James Mitchell who did this, it's a prank. He put this gay porn in the truck or something. And because of this, James Mitchell was in on the secret that Kanyon was gay or whatever. And it was James Mitchell's job to keep this a secret or whatever. So James Mitchell was Kanyon's manager. He was the only one who knew the secret that Kanyon was gay. And every once in a while, Kanyon would just flip out of nowhere. He would just start beating the shit out of James Mitchell, legit. Like beating the crap out of him, beating him up and stuff. He would lose his mind. You son of a bitch! They found out I'm gay or stuff like this. They're gonna find out my secret or whatever. And he would just get mad at James Mitchell. You son of a bitch! And he would beat the shit out of James Mitchell or whatever. Now, nobody is talking about how they felt bad that James Mitchell kept getting beat up by Kanyon, in real life, apparently. During the show, they're like, oh, he had a secret, he was stressed. Having a secret doesn't justify beating somebody else there, Being gay or straight or bisexual doesn't give you the right to kick someone's ass. Right? Apparently he was bipolar. You have up and downs and stuff. I don't know if you talk to Dr. Phil, if he's going to tell you it's okay to beat up people and it's justified because you're bipolar. You know what I mean? People watch this. James Mitchell talking about how Kanyon would just randomly beat the fucking shit out of him. One time he said he choked him to the point that he made him pass out. Apparently James Mitchell pulled out a gun for this stuff to stop. And they were asking Mitchell, were you really going to kill him? Yeah, I was going to kill him. I checked out all the information online. I was going to kill him. I think these wrestlers are giving away a bit too much info there, The shoot interviews was cool when it started there, but now they're going on TV. I was going to kill him. It's becoming a bit over the top, this whole... But... So people want to cancel Cena because he said that Kanyon wasn't a good wrestler. But nobody says that Kanyon, it's wrong that he was beating up and choking out James Mitchell, which is actually a crime. It's abuse. It's a crime. This choke thing could have resulted in murder. I don't see how people watch this and think of Kanyon as a victim. It's clear here that he was a bully of some sort, randomly beating up Mitchell, unless Mitchell fabricated this whole thing. You know what I mean? But it sounds like he was a little fucked up, Kanyon, to say the least there. Beating up Mitchell over and over again, choking him out. Nobody writes anything, poor James Mitchell, Kanyon, it's not cool he did this. Nobody. But they want Cena to lose his job because he says someone isn't the best wrestler, but we'll get to that later. So it's a little weird, I think, you know what I mean? Um, so this stuff with WWE, they talk like if he debuted in WWE. So what happens? He comes out of a box. The Undertaker was in this weird storyline there. Kanyon gets introduced in this. He comes out of a box. He sings a song to The Undertaker. He gets beat up by The Undertaker in a wrestling skit. Okay. And apparently this was burying Kanyon. I guess Kanyon should have debuted in the Rumble. He should have beat 29 other men, and he should have won the world title his first year. Because he's that much of a star, Kanyon. I mean, you know, Kanyon, just a mid-card guy coming out in the thing with The Undertaker. I don't see how this is burying him. He gets beat up. Who cares? It's wrestling. You know what I mean? But here's the story. So they have a guy who used to work for WWE. He says, I refuse to believe that they set up this stuff with Kanyon for a year and a half just to bring him in and bury him, you know? And then you have Jericho. Well, that's what they did, man. They made him sing Boy George. Boy George is gay. Kanyon is gay. That means they buried him. Like, get a fucking life, Jericho. Like, just because you wrestled for the Intercontinental and not the Universal, big fat fucking mark, at WrestleMania, you're really gonna do this to the company there, you know what I mean? Big fat fucking old goof, Jericho, you know? But that's dirty, you know what I mean? Fucking dirty. But like Jericho says, or like Cena said, Kanyon didn't come out as gay until he was gone from the company. Like the documentary, they keep saying that he was holding on to this secret and that he had this secret the whole time. He was suffering from this. So how did they know he was gay? Unless James Mitchell was going around telling his secret to everybody there. Hey, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, did you hear Canyon's gay? Unless this was going on by James Mitchell or whatever, like, apparently he was holding on to the secret that he was gay. That's what y'all are saying in this documentary. It's a fact that he came out as gay after he left the company. So why are you all presenting it like for a year something they were planning to bury the kid just because he was gay? That's how they're trying to present it, you know what I mean? In this documentary, it's pathetic. Like, why would WWE do this? Let's bring in a guy, they find out somehow that he's gay, even though it's a secret, which is a contradiction, like, but they somehow knew he was gay there, you know, and they plotted for a year something to bring him in just to bury him because he's gay. You know what I mean? This is the story they try to present, and it's one of the most retarded things I've ever seen being said in a documentary. And the proof of this, because of according to Jericho, is they make him sing a song by Boy George. He was gay. Kanyon is gay. So that's proof that they buried him for being gay. You know what I mean? First, like Cena said, there was no it was a secret. They didn't know he was gay. How they buried him for being gay when they didn't know he was fucking gay, I have no clue. That makes no sense to me, you know. And it was a popular song. Do you really want to hurt me? It's popular song. Right? It wasn't about making it about a gay guy, and he didn't come out acting gay in the skit. You know what I mean? He was singing with a weird voice. It was like a comedy skit. He comes out singing this to The Undertaker. It's meant for a laugh. And it was a popular song. There's lots of gay singers. Elton John, Freddie Mercury, Eminem is fucking gay. I don't know, but there's lots of gay singers, bisexual singer, lesbian. It's full of gay in show business. You know what I mean? Because he happens to be gay and they made him sing a funny song from a guy that happened to be gay, that's proof they bash him for being gay. No, it's not proof. You know, this is faulty logic. Like, this might be okay for Twitter people who have an agenda, but this is very fucking retard logic. Like, if they made him come out acting like a big gay guy, okay, dressed in a thong with pink high heel shoes, okay, but it wasn't like that. Just because he sang a song, first of all, they don't know he's gay. They make him sing a song from a guy who happens to be gay. The skit's not about being gay or anything like this, and it's some weird connect the dot bullshit, and that's enough for Jericho to go on TV with this. That's enough for this company to try to present it like WWE wanted to beat up and hurt an innocent man just because he's gay. Like, this is fucked up. To falsely present something like this, it's wrong. It's evil to do this, you know what I mean? It is. Zero evidence that they did this because he was gay. And it was a wrestling skit. You know what I mean? It's a skit of wrestling. He sings a goofy song which made people laugh. And then The Undertaker beat him up. It was a kayfabe beat down. The Young Bucks, oh, I'm a worker, but when I was a kid, I thought this looked real. They made it look like Undertaker was beating him up for real. It's a wrestling skit, for the love of Christ. You know how many, maybe Taker did give him a real chair shot. I don't know. When I see the chair shot, I'm pretty sure I saw his arm go down after the shot. Looks like wrestling. It was a wrestling skit. Why the fuck are y'all trying to make it sound like Taker beat him up for real because he's homophobic? Fuck you, you know what I mean? That's wrong. It's fucking wrong to do that, you know what I mean? It ain't cool, you know? So now people on Twitter, they're asking for Taker to be canceled. They're accusing him of being homophobic. Again, nobody knew he was gay in WWE. Number two, this was a wrestling skit. Okay, Taker doesn't write the skits. He's not the one who booked the skit. There's no evidence he beat him up for real because he hates gay people. Taker just did his job. He's the Undertaker. Like, are we really gonna turn on this man after 30-something years of service for the fans? He put his body on the line 30 years for the fucking fans. And fans are gonna accuse him of being homophobic because he beat up Kanyon in a wrestling skit? Didn't even beat him up for real. Like, you seriously gonna do that say that about Undertaker? Y'all are fucked in the head. Sick demented assholes with no life and no class who are fucked in the fucking head for talking like this about The Undertaker. He doesn't book it. He went out there and did his fucking job as a wrestler. Y'all are presenting it like he was out there beating up a defenseless homosexual for real because he was gay. This is wrong. It's fake. How dare y'all present this? And I understand some gay people, they might watch this. They never seen it. They might not be real wrestling fans. They might not know the real story of how this happened. They watch the show. They don't understand about the AEW fucking anti-WWE narrative. They don't know about this. They watch the show. They hear about a guy called Kanyon that was beat up by WWE. They buried him because he's gay. Undertaker beat him up for real because he hates gays. A gay person is going to watch this. He's going to get mad if he doesn't know any better. You know what I mean? I understand that, but the wrestling fans who do know better, like, they're just going along because it's the WWE hate train. These fucking goofs are sick fucks. It ain't right to say fucked up shit like this about The Undertaker just because you jerk off to AEW. This is wrong. The people of Dark Side of the Ring are a bunch of clickbait fucking douchebags there, and it's wrong they do that to Undertaker. You know what I mean? Completely fucked up, no proof that he did this because he wanted to hurt a gay man. Psycho shit. Okay. And then Kanyon, the WWE, okay, they explain his career. They explain that he started in WWE. They bring him in just to bury him because he's gay. They have him get beat up by Taker for real because he's gay. And then they just job him out, and eventually he jobs to Funaki. They explained that that was his story, and it's so simple. Like, they show Funaki. Look, he got beat by Funaki. That's proof he was buried. Because Funaki was a jobber. You guys know this. And he got beat by Funaki. I mean, it's proof they wanted to torture and bury him because he's gay. I mean, and then later on, when they talk about Kanyon's contributions to wrestling, which I'll get to after, they talk about how he was a double champion in WWE. Well, hold on a minute there. You know, when it's the narrative of the career, or when it's the narrative of how WWE beat him up, it's they buried him and hurt him because he's gay, job, loses to Funaki, and that's his career. And he was so amazing. How can they do this? And then when it's a narrative about how Kanyon was great, then they talk about WWE giving him 2 titles at the same time. Well, why don't you mention this in the first part when you claim he was beat for being gay and simply buried? Why don't you talk about the titles that they gave him? You fucking dishonest douchebag cocksuckers. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, this is bad there. And like I said, the John Cena stuff, Cena didn't even say that he wasn't good in the ring. He said because Kanyon, after being released, he comes out as gay. Then he goes on Howard Stern and says a bunch of bullshit. They released me because I was gay or whatever. But they never even knew. He came out after. He was clearly trying to fuck with the company, you know what I mean? Apparently he was doing weird stunts, jumping in the ring, buying tickets and jumping illegally in the ring, and he apparently did this during a Benoit match or whatever. And I guess this stuff didn't work. They didn't bring him back, so he just started to bury them with this fake stuff about how they didn't like him because he's gay or whatever. You know what I mean? So John Cena defended the company, and rightfully so. And he didn't even say that it's because he said we didn't know he was gay, which is the truth, according to the documentary itself and the facts, you know what I mean? But he said WWE is more than just being a wrestler. It's about being an entertainer. Basically, Kanyon didn't have the star power, the look, blah, blah, blah. It was more than just being a wrestler in WWE, and that's real talk, you know. Especially back then, the bar for the roster was much higher. They had much more stars back then. You know, Kanyon wasn't a superstar in any way, shape, or form. It's true that he wasn't good enough for WWE. Like, you know, maybe he could wrestle or whatever, but, you know, Cena simply said what he thought was true, that he was let go for this stuff. He never said anything homophobic, didn't even say that he wasn't good in the ring. He said he didn't have the full package to be a star in WWE, and who can honestly argue with that? Like, you know what I mean? I understand the narrative here because of what Cena said, because Flair said he wasn't good enough. They present a narrative like if Kanyon was super good. They talk like it's common knowledge that Kanyon was so good. He had his catchphrase, "Who better than Kanyon?" I mean, like, I remember the "Who better than Kanyon," but that's about it. Like, and I didn't remember that until y'all mentioned it. Like, they're acting like it's common knowledge that he was so amazing. And why do they do that? To make Cena look like a bad guy. Hey, it's common knowledge that Mortis was the best of all time. So Cena saying he's not good, it's because he's homophobic. I mean, WWE evil, right, Jericho? Yes. It's like, fuck off, you know what I mean? And they show a clip of him doing like a flipping clothesline like Adam Page or whatever. He was the innovator of offense, and then they showed this move. He was so ahead of his time. And apparently they showed this Adam Page clothesline, and apparently he was friends with the Young Bucks when they were young. So apparently he's the one who innovated the indie style. Like, apparently the indie style was all because of Kanyon, and he helped to start a new generation, and they show picture of Young Buck and Brian Cage. They try to make it look basically like like Kanyon inspired AEW. They're full of shit, you know what I mean? Like, they make it look like WWE heard him so much, and he's the one who inspired the indie moves, the indie modern wrestling world. Kanyon inspired this new generation of AEW wrestlers there. So, you know, you should watch AEW. That's what this is. There he is. He was hurt by McMahon. Don't watch him. Kanyon's the best. He inspired AEW. I mean, And it's so fake, it's so stupid and fake. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to Kanyon, but he was just a basic guy. And from what I see in this, he was very paranoid, very fucked up. Like, according to James Mitchell, he had a box with him with some gay stuff in it. James Mitchell says this was like the box of porn with his cousin. He had a box with gay material, and he was hoping that the wrestlers would find out what was in the box. This was his way of. So apparently, he would bring this box with gay stuff in it to the wrestling arenas there. And he would put the box in the locker room, and he would tell wrestlers, don't touch the box. Stay away from the box. And the wrestlers, hey, what's in this box, Kanyon? No, stay away from it. So imagine if this was real, like, if he was really backstage acting like this. Imagine McMahon sees this, or he hears wrestlers talking about this, that he's doing weird stuff with a box. No wonder he was released there. Come on there. It's true he didn't have the star power and the look back then, but they still gave him a chance. They gave him a couple championships. Apparently it didn't work out. Shit happens. They didn't even know he was gay. But if he was acting like this, weird and paranoid and borderline crazy, like doing weird stuff with box. Like, apparently he thought that there was aliens near his place. There was a Scientology office, and he thought there was aliens at the Scientology office, and he wanted to go there and stop the aliens or the Scientologists. I don't fucking know. It's clear this guy was out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Is it possible he was paranoid there? Like, he says that the Boy George song, this was WWE's way of warning him that if he came out as gay, boy, they were going to ruin him. Like, this sounds like paranoid shit. Or somebody that's bullshitting, you know what I mean? Like, Pat Patterson, they knew he was gay. He was treated like a god. Like, why would WWE send him these subliminal messages that if he comes out as gay, they're going to destroy him? Like, this sounds like the ramblings of a guy that needs medication, like, clearly. But Dark Side of the Ring, they want to present this bullshit like it's real. AEW fans, they just go along with this. Oh, they buried him because he's gay. Yeah, he sang a song from a gay guy. They had no clue he's gay, but this is proof they beat him up because he's gay. I mean, Undertaker, he beat him up in a wrestling type of scenario. He beat him for real because he's homophobe. Y'all are just taking this at face value, and it's obvious it's all bullshit. Shame on you, motherfuckers. Seriously. Shame on you. Shame on Dark Side of the Ring. Shame on anybody who goes along with this. I understand you feel bad for Kanyon. It's true. Me too. I hear how fucked up he was. I feel bad. But the way that people are using him as a weapon to take down WWE and The Undertaker, that's straight up psycho. I mean, how could you do this to Taker? John Cena, Taker, Ric Flair, three of the best of all time, and you want to try to get them canceled for Kanyon, a guy you don't even know? Like all these comments on Twitter, he was better than Cena. I never seen his matches, but I'm gonna watch them. It's clear that these comments are coming from people who never seen Kanyon. People like me who seen Kanyon but don't remember jack shit about him. And people with an agenda. It's obvious. Oh, Kanyon was one of my favorites. What? Fuck off. Like, come on. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he was so good. He revolutionized wrestling in a way. Those are the tweets I'm seeing. So ridiculous. You want to go after Taker and cancel him because you saw a documentary that's obviously fake there. It's fake. Come on. This is fake information. It's true he had a hard time, but all the stuff, the witch hunt against WWE, it's obvious these things are fake. Shame on you motherfuckers for this. You know what I mean? People selling Kanyon t-shirts like on the black market on Twitter, like, yeah, I'm gonna buy 7 t-shirts of Kanyon, one for every day of the week, because he was that good and I love him so much. Fuck off, y'all are fakes. You know what I mean? This is a joke. It's a fucking joke. It sucks how Kanyon, he was crazy, but it sounds like he was the one victimizing James Mitchell. I'm sorry there. And the stuff against WWE, Taker, Cena, and even Flair in this case, I think it's wrong to try to vilify all these people and WWE because of this fake propaganda piece there. Get a fucking life, straight up. It's scary. Like, the wrestling community was already fucked up. It's been fucked up for years. Okay, but now with this SJW stuff and AEW stuff thrown into the mix, this is very fucking weird with all this propaganda. It's creepy. Like seeing people online pretending that Kanyon was their favorite so they could get some clout. I've never seen him wrestle, but he's better than Cena. This is getting weird there. And in 2 days, y'all are going to forget about Kanyon. It's not going to be who's better than Kanyon. It's going to be who's Kanyon, because y'all aren't even going to remember him in 3 days. This is sad. Like, oh, Tony Khan, you think Kanyon can get a tournament just like Owen Hart? This is pathetic and sad. Y'all are fake. Like, come on. Is AEW producing this shit? It's all AEW guys. Jericho, the Young Bucks, doing a fucked up sicko job to try to frame WWE as homophobic people that want to beat up gays. Like, this show should be canceled, like, for spreading shit like this. WWE should sue these cocksuckers. You know what I mean? I don't usually say this, but for fuck's sake, for the way that they're trying to bury McMahon like this, they're like, I think McMahon needs to call his lawyer there that used to kick ass back in the day, get him back on the ball there, because this is wrong. Until next time, peace! Long video, my apologies, folks. Peace! This is a podcast. Until next time, peace!